Welcome to another episode of The Raw Truth. As always, I'm your host, BX Bad Boy. And today, we're going to talk about relating and relationships. Stay tuned and see what I got to say. Like I said, this episode is going to be about relationships and relating. There's no difference between any of them, other than minor details. When you're with a girl in a relationship where you're dating, there's intimacy and sexuality. When you're with a friend, there's a different type of intimacy, but not romantic intimacy. But it's still technically the same because you get the same feeling from both. That's why there's a thin line between friend and girlfriend. But relationships aren't that hard, any of them. You need one simple little thing called consistency. Without consistency, no relationship works. Father, son, brother, mother, cousin, lover, boyfriend, girlfriend. Consistency. When I go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning, I need to know what I'm getting myself into. It's still the same. If it's different every time I wake up, that makes me feel unsafe with you, not me with you, and vice versa. If I'm inconsistent, it makes you feel unsafe with me. But the problem is, you got all these fears and inhibitions that block everything. It's this simple. Either you trust me or you don't. If you don't, you need to move on. I don't want you to go, but you need to move on. But I hear all these people, relationships are so difficult, I don't know what this, that. I was watching Nikki Glacier, I think her name is. I was watching one of her podcasts, and she was talking about a date or interaction she had with a male, and then boys came in, and she felt like he didn't respect her stature. When you base your life on your stature, then you have an ego problem. And Nikki Glacier and Whitney Cummings have a bit of a ego problem, and it's not their fault. Not like they're egotistical. Don't get me mistaken. Or it's not egotistical, but they have a high opinion of themselves, and when something, and probably not intentionally, makes them feel less because they're superstars, they're like, oh my God, this is weird. Because you're being treated like a normal person. Because when my girlfriend, which do not have, is in the room, if we're not making out, having a conversation, or fighting, there's no interaction. So I walk away. I go hang out with my boys if they're here. I leave her in the room or leave her in the living room, or she does whatever she wants. She's not restricted to anywhere. She's on her phone like friends, because part of being a girlfriend and boyfriend is the friend part. So friends hang out. Now a lot of times if my boys are over, which are also her friends, because they got to become friends or there's no point. Because my friends are life friends. They're not fly-by-nighters. I don't do that fly-by-night shit. I can probably count my good friends that are actually brothers and sisters on probably one or two hands. And that's max. Anyone past that, they're friends, and I treat them like family, but I know I can't or feel I can't rely on them like I can the others. Anyway, so she's on the phone with her friends, or her friends come over too, and we do a friend thing where we all hang out and do whatever we got to do. I'm going to hang out with my boys because that's what they're here for. She can hang out too, or we'll all hang out together. But I'm going to treat her like anyone else, because in that particular circumstances, she is someone else, or just like everyone else in the house. Now, if me and my girlfriend are having, alone time or, us time and my boys come over, it's a different story. I tell my boys, yo, do what you gotta do, or ask them to leave, or say, yo, stay for a minute. We'll chill, we'll have a drink or two, or whatever, but you need to step because it's me and girl time. They'll respect it and they'll leave. But if we're just hanging out, then we're just hanging out. Now, Nikki Glacier's story seemed to be more like hanging out and or slash a potential booty call. Now, since it wasn't established it was a booty call, it had to be your friends hanging out. So the experience she went through was being treated like anyone else. Now, the three people that came in, they were dead rude. Because it doesn't matter if you realize she's a superstar or not, believe she's funny or not, or even if she's hot or not. She's another living human being. You acknowledge that. Plain and simple. And I expect the same from girlfriends coming through. Acknowledge that I'm a human fucking being. But it made her feel some kind of way. That she's being treated like a normal human being. Not a superstar, like, oh, look, it's Nikki Glacier. Oh, it's Whitney Cummings. Listen, if I saw them face to face, yeah, I'd be slightly starstruck, but that will subside real quick because they're a human being and I'm going to treat them accordingly. If they don't like it, well, I'm going to leave or they can get to stepping. I'm not going to treat them like, oh, Miss Cummings, oh, no. Like, oh, wow, Whitney Cummings, what are you doing here? Oh, wow, Nikki Glacier, what are you doing here? That's about it. Maybe a little bit of staring because they are pretty hot. And that's about it, like any other woman. But not because of their stature in the industry of comedians. Because of their looks. Nothing more, nothing less. But when it comes to relationships, it's really, really simple. I want ice cream. I get ice cream. You want ice cream. You get ice cream. End of story. I want ice cream. We don't got the money. We don't get ice cream. You want ice cream. We don't got the money. You don't get ice cream. Why is that so complicated? How is that so, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Does he or doesn't he? Listen, men, for the most, and I'm not talking about boys, we'll get to them in a minute, but men, for the most, are very simple. If they say, my foot hurts, my foot hurts. If they say, my ass itches, my ass itches. We're not going to say something we don't mean. That's what makes us men. Now, I know it's difficult to tell the difference between men and boys because age is not a defining factor. It's a more likely factor the older you are, the more of a man you are. Because over the time you learn, like, okay, this little baby boy shit is gone. Now, it's very simple to understand the difference between a man and a boy. If whatever they're saying to you, whatever it may be, sounds like it has a hidden agenda, not you think it does, sounds like it has a hidden agenda, in the sense that, like, all right, you want some ice cream, don't you? Why am I putting thoughts in your head? That's number one. Number two, that means I'm going to wait for you to say yeah, and then we'll say, okay, cool, let's get some ice cream. I'll get some. Why not? Making it sound like I was thinking about you, but I said, fuck it, might as well join you with the ice cream. My father did this. He comes into my room many years ago. It's still a fiasco in my head because it's sad. You don't throw a child under the bus, let alone someone else. He comes in the room. You think Jeremy would want some ice cream? You know he wants some ice cream, don't he? That statement alone is just stupid. He's a child. He would sit there and eat all the ice cream he could until he puked. Child. So suggesting that my child wants something sweet, or may want something sweet, is just asinine. He was just trying to get me to care about my son wanting ice cream and saying, okay, since he wants ice cream, yeah, I'll go get him ice cream. And my father would turn around, Hey, while you're at it, you mind doing me a favor and getting me some ice cream since you're going anyway? His original suggestion that my son would want ice cream was a red herring to get me to go out for my son, knowing how much he matters to me and his happiness matters to me. But he put the thought in my son's head, making my son ask for ice cream. So he could say, yeah, Daddy, I'll take some ice cream. Oh, my baby wants ice cream. Oh, I'll go get my baby some ice cream. Oh, while you're there, can you pick me up some ice cream too? Number one, I don't give two rat asses for what my son wants. He can ask for the stars, the moon, the Holy Ghost. Don't care. I dictate in this house. That is my child. I parent him. He does not parent me. So if he wants ice cream and I don't think he should or shouldn't, I'm going to say no if he shouldn't, and I'll say sure if he should. It doesn't matter what thoughts my father put into the boy's head. It matters what Daddy says. So, being that it was probably 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, when he suggested this, I told him, you can take your candy ass back where you came from, because he's not getting no damn ice cream. And you should feel ashamed of yourself because you made my son think of ice cream, and now that he knows he wants it, he can't have it. Now he's miserable thanks to you. Oh, you should have bought him ice cream then. Guess what? No. It was 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. He brushes his teeth at 8:30 and goes to bed at 9. End of story. So I'm not giving him ice cream right before he brushes his teeth and right before he goes to bed. That's just asinine. Why don't I just give him fucking caffeine too while I'm at it? So I did the right thing as a parent, and he did the wrong thing as a selfish piece of shit. So back to the actual story. So if whatever is suggested seems like it's something he more wants, like when Homer Simpson brought home the bowling ball for his wife as a gift with his fucking name on it. Yeah, he did it knowing she doesn't bowl. She's going to say she doesn't want it. And, oh, I'll take it. And that's exactly what he did. That's how you know if the guy you're talking to is full of shit. And you know if he's a man or a little boy. Because what he says doesn't make any logical sense to you in your circumstance. Like if he walks up, hey, out of nowhere, you want some pecan ice cream? Wait a minute, you know my favorite ice cream is chocolate. Why are you asking do I want pecan? Isn't pecan your favorite ice cream? Shit like that. That's how you know if anyone's lying to you. If it sounds like the base to their action is themselves, they're full of shit. But friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, they all do it. Nothing against a few of my brothers who might be offended by this if they ever watch these things. I'm the only person I've ever met that doesn't put my name on the table. I want some ice cream. Do you? No? Okay, I'm gonna go get some ice cream. No, you can't. You're gonna get fat. I'm already fat. If I want something, I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking sugarcoat it. Now, in my father's circumstances, he needed me to go get it. I need her to go get it, okay? Or need someone to go get it. I'm still gonna say, I want ice cream. Can we please go get ice cream? No, I don't feel like driving. Shit. Oh well. If you don't have any other response, you're selfish. Yes, the other person might be being selfish themselves, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And because you can be selfish too, because they're being selfish, that doesn't mean you should. You should never dirty your own soul to satisfy the itch to go after someone else. It makes no sense. I hate to use a stupid cliche, two wrongs don't make a right, but it's not even like that. It's more like worry about yourself. I'm not talking about being selfish or don't care about others. That's not what I'm talking about. You can't control their actions. You can control only yours. So at the end of the day, if your soul's clean, that's all that matters. You know you're going to sleep at night and waking up the next morning proud of who and what you are. That's what matters. I was taught a long time ago this one silly sentence, and I only say it's silly because it sounds almost childish. When I fuck up, it's my job to apologize. It's not my job to convince you to accept my apology. It's my job to simply, sincerely apologize. Unless I'm not sorry, then I don't apologize. And believe me, I've done some fucked up shit in my life and wasn't sorry, and I didn't apologize. I felt justified. Whether you agree or disagree, I really don't care. But it's my job to tell you sorry. It's your job to accept that apology, but you don't have to. And I can't be mad at you that you won't. Because that's like saying, do what I say, never mind what you feel. You don't matter. So it's that simple. It's my job to apologize when I'm wrong. It's your job to accept it, even though you're free not to. And I have to let that go because I don't own you. I don't control you. We coexist either as friends, lovers, boyfriend and girlfriend, fiance, or husband and wife. I still don't own you. We coexist. Symbiotic relationship. Yes, there's circumstances where it's really not a turn on when the person isn't demanding in the sense of aggressive. Because sometimes I like a woman to go, I want to rip your damn clothes off. So you know what? I'm going to rip your damn clothes off. Boogie. And of course, there's some women, and sometimes it's a man's job to go, you know what? I hope you got another shirt like that one. Why? Oh, okay. That's where passion comes from. You don't have that kind of passion in your relationship, it's either something you got to work on or something you're never going to find. Now, like my shirt says, I used to be people person, then people ruined it. Same thing goes with relationships. You people are ruining your own relationships by saying this is so difficult. Now, by all means, ask me why I'm single. Go ahead. It's this simple. I didn't make the mistake. I didn't do anything wrong. The other person got scared and convinced to run with my kid in her stomach. So she did. And I've been single for the last 12 years because my priority was my son. If a girlfriend came along and we got to talking and one thing led to another, so be it. But I wasn't going to hunt one down when my son was the priority. I gave my son my full attention. So when I either get a girlfriend or die, my son is prepared to be a man without me. If, God forbid, between 12 and 18, I die, my son will make it to 18 as a man with everything I've given him. Sorry if that seems crazy. Go ahead, ask the next question. When's the last time I had sex? 10 years ago. How is that possible? Very simple. The last person I had sex with was his mother. She showed up at my motel room at 1:30 in the morning, knocked on the door, we played strip poker, and one thing led to another. And that was the last time I had sex. How do I survive, you say? Again, my son comes first. Sex came third or fourth on my list of things. In a relationship with my girlfriend, sex comes second or third. But I will tell you this, sex is a requirement in a relationship. Not a demand, but a requirement. See, there's requirements when you drive a car. You gotta hit the brake and the gas to move. And here's the steering wheel, put it in drive. These things are requirements. You don't have to do them. But for the car to properly function, you need to do all these things. For a relationship to properly function, it must have all assets of the relationship: intimacy, love, sex, hugging, affection, understanding, devotion, and sometimes an argument, letting each other know that what you do matters. And when I don't like something, it will be known. When you don't like something, it will be known. I will not go, but I love him, so I'm going to stay to the corner. I love her, so I'm going to let that one go. No. I don't like the fact you leave the toilet seat up. Please, please, for God's someone's going to put that shit down. I don't do that. You'd be lucky to catch a toilet seat up on me. Because I was taught to prepare for a relationship, the one I want. And that's what I teach my son, to prepare for what he wants. Before he even goes after it, and before he even gets it, prepare for it. So, you don't catch a toilet seat up on me. Because I'm preparing, and have been, my whole life for what I wanted. A relationship without an argument over a goddamn toilet seat. Same reason why I don't leave my clothes all over the floor. I'm a grown-ass man. I can take that corner over there and fill it up with my clothes to the ceiling and then burn that shit. It's my house, my room, my clothes. But again, I'm preparing for the relationship I want. So I don't want my girlfriend walking in the room and not tripping over my underwear, tripping over my pants. I want her to come in the room and be able to make it to the bed without going, shit, where's the guide? I got to get home. This is the whole point. If you don't prepare for what you want, when it's time to get it, you ain't ready. Hence, all the learning you go through in school leading up to that goddamn quiz. Or the test at the end of the year, school year, when you're about to go to the next grade. All these things are because of preparing for the future. And the future doesn't necessarily mean when you're 60 years old. It could mean tomorrow. Because tomorrow I could walk out this door, see the woman of my dreams, and approach her. She's like, yeah. And then one thing leads to another. But if I leave my clothes all over the place, and I leave the toilet seat up, and I scratch my nuts like there's no tomorrow, and like I got no respect for women because I didn't learn any, guess what? I'm going home lonely, if not to jail, because I'm a sexist pig at that point because I didn't learn nothing. It's very simple. Prepare for what you want before you get it. Not prepare for what you want after you get it, and learn to be a man. Learn to be a woman. You learn ahead of time how to do those things, be those things. So when you do catch up with that relationship, you are prepared, and all you need to do is relate. That is the key to a relationship, relating. If I don't understand where you're coming from, you're on your own. If you don't understand where I'm coming from, I'm on my own. We're both SOL. So the simple fact is, you need context and understanding. Without it, out the window your relationship will go. Stay tuned for a storm if you don't. I don't know how else to put it. I really don't. Because at the end of the day, you will be hit with a hurricane if you don't prepare for a hurricane. It's an old saying I was taught also a long time ago, and I got these old sayings. I guess these are dad things. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Now, 2 years ago, I bought a snowblower, electric. Did not snow. I was furious because I was $300 out the fucking window. I knew better though, but that doesn't mean you ain't gonna get furious. So, a year or two later, which is this year just passed, there was enough snow for the snowblower to use it. Now, I was like, man, maybe just gonna take the surface, because, electric, and I'm not, all up on snow blowers. Anyway, it took it down to the driveway. So, meaning it went through about 6 inches of snow, roughly four, and went down to the ground. You would have thought there was no snow ever there. I was like, wow. Now, if I did the shoveling, which physically I really can't, it might have taken me a day or two to get the driveway shoveled and then salted. It took me a half an hour to snow blow my driveway and 5 minutes to salt it. My driveway was the only driveway on the entire block that you can see the driveway, and it did look like snow missed my driveway. Now, some good driveways, don't get me wrong, they were shoveled properly, and some were even snow blowed, but they just and like left snow. I'm like, who does that? They didn't throw no salt down, none of that. I took care of the driveway, and for 3 days there was nothing wrong with it. When it started snowing again, it took longer for this driveway to get covered in snow. Everybody else, snow started piling up like it was no tomorrow. Prepare. Better to need it and not have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So this is going to probably be a series. I'm trying to get other people to come on and have this conversation. I'm asking a female friend of mine if she's willing to come on and get this back and forth. She's quite younger than me, so she has a totally different, I guess, or new age look at things, and she's seen the darkness, so there's a good chance she's going to see something that I don't, because I've seen the darkness but not her darkness. Trying to get other people who won't come on so we can get this dialogue going, some other points of view. So stay tuned for part 2, and it'll probably be a series of 6, hopefully. The next one should hopefully either have 4 more people, 5 more people, and maybe 1 or 2 by myself. It depends on what's going on, because there's still so much to this, even though it's that simple as just put the context and trust that what you say they believe, because you put them first, and trust that they put you first by listening to what they got to say. But there's so many more to it, and we'll get to that. But people don't like watching all my videos all the way, so I don't make them that long. So stay tuned. Please subscribe and like, leave a comment. I don't care. Say what you want. Just be respectful, and I'll be respectful to you. So on that note,